Hello everyone, I am Dr. Digambar Ghodke from the Department of English. Welcome to Lesson 8 on Research Methodology. In this lesson, we shall talk about the ways of preparing a bibliography for background reading. First of all, let us understand what a bibliography is. It is a list of all the sources that the researcher consulted while writing the research paper or thesis. Every book, article, and even video used to gather information for the researcher's needs to be cited in the bibliography, so the readers can trace the facts, statistics, and insights back to their original sources. What is the purpose of a bibliography? A bibliography is the list of sources a work's author used to create the work. It is found in all types of academic writing like essays, research papers, and reports. We may also find a brief, less formal bibliography at the end of a journalistic piece, presentation, or video lesson when the author feels the necessity of citing resources. In nearly all academic instances, a bibliography is required. Not including a bibliography or including an incomplete, incorrect, or falsified bibliography can be considered an act of plagiarism, which can lead to a failing grade, being dropped from the course or program, and even being suspended or expelled from the center. A good bibliography helps in showing the research supervisor that you conducted the necessary research for your paper, thesis, or assignment, etc., crediting the sources author for the research they conducted, making it easy for anybody who reads the work to find the sources used and conduct their own research on the same or a similar topic. Additionally, future historians, researchers consulting the writing can use your bibliography to identify primary and secondary sources in the research field. Documenting the course information from its original source through later academic works can help researchers understand how that information has been cited and interpreted over time. Reviewing the information in the face of competing and possibly contradictory or revisionary data. In nearly all cases, a bibliography is found at the end of book or paper. Now, we will understand the different kinds of bibliographies. Different types of academic works call for different types of bibliographies. For example, if your professor requires you to submit an annotated bibliography along with your paper, because this type of bibliography explains the why behind each source you chose to consult. So, we can talk about different types. The first is analytical bibliography. An analytical bibliography documents a work journey from manuscript to published book or article. This type of bibliography includes the physical characteristics of each cited source, like each work's number of pages, type of binding used, and illustration. The next type of bibliography is annotated bibliography. An annotated bibliography is a bibliography that includes annotations. Annotations are short notes explaining why the author chose each of these sources. Generally, they are a few sentences long. These notes might summarize or reflect on the source. An annotated bibliography is not the same as a literature review. A literature review discusses how you conducted your research and how your work fits into the overall body of established research in your field, while an annotated bibliography simply explains how each source you used is relevant to your research work. Next type is enumerative bibliography. An enumerative bibliography is the most basic type of bibliography. It's a list of sources used to conduct research, often ordered according to specific characteristics, like alphabetically by author's last names or grouped according to topic or language. Specific types of enumerative bibliographies used for research work include: first, national bibliography. National bibliography groups sources published in a specific region or nation. In many cases, these bibliographies also group works according to the time period during which they were published. The next type of enumerative bibliography is personal bibliography. A personal bibliography lists multiple works by the same individual author or group of authors. Often, personal bibliographies include works that would be difficult to find elsewhere, like unpublished works. The third type of enumerative bibliography is corporate bibliography. In a corporate bibliography, the sources are grouped according to their relation to a specific organization. The sources can be about an organization, published by that organization, or owned by that organization. Then we have subject bibliography, the fourth type. Subject bibliographies group works according to the subjects they cover. Generally, these bibliographies list primary and secondary sources, whereas other types of enumerative bibliographies like personal bibliographies might not. Other types of bibliographies include single author bibliography. This type of bibliography lists works by a single author with certain assignments, like an essay comparing two of an author's books. Bibliography is a single author bibliography by default. In this case, the researcher can choose how to order the sources, such as by publication date or alphabetically by title. The next type is selected bibliography. A selected bibliography is a bibliography that only lists some of the sources the researcher consulted. Usually, these are the most important sources for the chosen or selected work. The researcher might write a selected bibliography if consulted a variety of minor sources that he or she didn't end up citing directly in the work. A selected bibliography may also be annotated bibliography. Now, we shall understand how a bibliography is structured, that is the structure of bibliography. Although each style guide has its own formatting rules for writing bibliographies, all bibliographies follow a similar structure. The key points to keep in mind while structuring a bibliography are as under. First, every bibliography page has a header. Format this header according to the style guide we are using or you are using. Every bibliography has a title such as works cited, references, or simply bibliography as per the style guide. Bibliographies are lists, so one should list sources alphabetically according to their author's last names or their titles, whichever is applicable according to the style guide one is using. The exception is a single author bibliography, one that groups sources according to a shared characteristic. Bibliographies are double spaced. They should be in legible fonts, typically the same font as the papers they accompany. As noted above, different kinds of assignments, research papers require different kinds of bibliographies. For example, if you write an analytical bibliography for your paper, because this type of bibliography gives you space to discuss how the construction method used for the sources that you inform. If you aren't sure which kind of bibliography, you may consult your research guide for understanding it. Now, we will talk about how to write a bibliography. The term bibliography is a catch-all for any list of sources cited at the end of an academic work. Certain style guides use different terminology to refer to bibliographies. For example, MLA format refers to a paper's bibliography as its works cited page. APA, that is American Psychological Analysis Association, refers to it as the references page. No matter which style guide you are using, the process for writing a bibliography is generally the same. The primary difference between the different style guides is how the bibliography is formatted. The first step in writing a bibliography is organizing all relevant information about the sources one has used in the research paper or in the research. Relevant information about a source can vary according to the type of media, the type of bibliography you are writing, and the type of style guide. So, one should determine which information needs to be included about each source by conducting the style guide one is using. If we are not sure what to include, or if we are not sure which style guide to use, then as I suggested, ask your instructor or supervisor. The next step is formatting sources according to the style guide we are using, MLA, APA and the Chicago manual. These are the three most commonly used guides in academic writing. Now, we shall see some examples according to these types. First, MLA work cited page. In MLA format, the bibliography is known as the work cited page. MLA is typically used for writing in the humanities like English and history. Because of this, it includes guidelines for citing sources like plays, videos and works of visual art. Sources we find consulting for these courses, but probably not in a science and business courses. In MLA format, books are cited like this: last name, first name, title of book, city of publication, publisher, publication date. If the cited book was published before 1900, is from a publisher with offices in multiple countries, or is from a publisher that is largely unknown in the US, one can include book's city of publication. Otherwise, this can be left out. Scholarly articles are cited in the following format: author or authors, title of article, title of the journal, day, month, year, pages, etc. Now, we will talk about APA reference page. In APA format, the format typically used in psychology, nursing, business and the social science, the bibliography page is titled references. This format includes citation instructions for technical papers and data heavy research. The types of sources we are likely to consult for academic writing in these fields. In APA format, books are cited in the following manner: last name, first initial, year of publication into bracket, title of work, publisher's name and digital object identifier, that is DOI. The scholarly articles are cited in the following format: authors, year published in the bracket, title of article, title of the journal or periodical, volume number, issue number into bracket, article's page range, and the URL. Now we talk about the Chicago Manual of Style or CMOS. It permits authors to format bibliographies in two different ways: the notes and bibliography system and the author date system. The former is generally used in the humanities, whereas the latter is usually used in the sciences and social sciences. Both systems include guidelines for citations on a paper's body, as well as a bibliographic list that follows the paper. This list is titled Bibliography. In CMOS, books are cited in the following manner: last name, first name, title of the book, the place of publication, publisher, year of publication. In scholarly articles, the following format is followed: last name, first name, article title into inverted commas, journal title, volume number, and issue number into bracket, year published, page numbers of the article. I hope this session was very useful to you people. Thank you. Have a wonderful learning time.